What up, Missa Kate, Chicago sweetheart, your favorite. You've seen me. I know you've seen me. I know we've talked. I know you've seen me on social media. Anyway, you're watching this. Keep watching and listening to PWE. I'm on here. And even if I'm not, just keep watching PWE.
All right, Sean Lennon with Pro Wrestling Enforcer Podcast. And right now we're welcoming NWA and Independent Women's Pro Wrestler, Chicago sweetheart, Missa Kate on PWE Report. Excited to have her talk about her upcoming WrestleMania plans for WrestleMania week, and proud sponsor of Missa Mania that we are here at PWE. And also second wrestling champion, big title defense coming up April 14th. And you've seen her at AAW, Freelance, Warrior, and more. And we appreciate you, Missa, being on PWE. How is everything going for you?
Of course. Yeah, my hair was looking a little crazy. But thanks for having me. Yeah, quite an intro. I appreciate that. And don't forget also first ever and current Galli Women's or Galli Lucha Women's Champion, which I will be defending this Sunday also. I know everyone always forgets about Galli. I was like, don't forget Galli.
I know,
yeah.
for me, that's a big mistake. I do some work with them too.
Yeah, no, it's okay because it's
Yeah.
like I'm like the Roman Reigns there as far as defending the belt goes. So
For sure, definitely, yeah.
I've had it for 2 years now, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. So congrats on that. My first question is, of course, how are you doing in 2024? We're at New Year, new Missa Kate, and how do you feel this will be your most successful one to date?
Thank you. No, it's been very well. It's been going pretty smoothly. Knock on wood. It's been pretty great. I can't really say anything bad. Very fortunate, a lot of opportunities and new people to wrestle and just new places to travel. So yeah, I'm not really mad. It's been 2024 has been it's been pretty sweet. Again, knock on wood. Like
Definitely. Talk about what you enjoy about pro wrestling the most during the show, as opposed to like everything you need to do to prepare beforehand. Once you're in the venue, once the match has started, what is what you're enjoying the most there?
honestly, the fans' reactions, because it's just like I really enjoy making people hate my guts. And I think I do a pretty good job of it, where while I'm in there, I do hear some names being called at me. So I'm like, all right, I'm doing my job. But no, that's probably my favorite part of it overall is like, yes, it's like I'm telling a story with somebody, and that's great. I love storytelling. That's why I love wrestling. And being able to tell stories and the crowd or the fans see that, follow it, and understand it and get behind it. Like that's what it's all about for me. So that's probably my favorite thing overall.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of the fans love the interaction you give them during the matches as well, and I'm sure you love their feedback too.
Got a couple.
And you had this big match at AAW. It was announced as a street fight. So talk about like creativity behind that. There's a lot of violence that occurred. And what made you most proud of this?
Yeah, violence is correct. I went through some chairs. I was hit with a baseball bat. My face got shoved in nachos, so definitely go watch it. What was my favorite part? I've never been in a tag street fight. The only other that's not true. I've been in 2 other street fights that were singles matches. Well, the other one was a bar fight. So maybe I've been 3, we'll say. One was Heather Reckless. That was my first official, like, full-on street fight. My first bar fight was against JJ Garrett in Florida for Florida's WrestleMania. And then ODB, I wrestled in a street fight also. And she hit me with a keg. So that was great. People just love hitting me with shit. But yeah, so I've never done a tag. So that was very interesting. And Shaza being knowledgeable in that field more than I am. I'm pretty lucky to have her as a partner, in that situation. But I will say we because of me, right? So overall, pretty happy with it.
And I'm sure it wasn't hard to get motivated when you see, I believe your opponent, they kind of had like matching White Sox gear, which is, everybody knows about the crosstown rival in Chicago. That did definitely got you motivated, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. Cups till I die. So yeah, you're coming out in White Sox? I don't think so. Just lucky I didn't have my Cubs jersey. But yeah, that was like how you said, easy motivator. And then on top of that, Heather and I, regardless where we go, I got a little rivalry going on.
Yes.
Maggie and I wrestled a couple times. She tries to say that she's the real redhead and she's not. So we got a little bit of argument going on there. So yeah, it was having the tag match against them was, I liked hitting them with stuff. I hit Heather with I'm sorry, Pete's pan, Maggie. I got a couple things, like it was a good time. I beat people up. So
Yes, I know. Definitely people can see that from all your work.
yeah,
And it's they might be a little nervous to get in that environment with you.
I'm a sweetheart. I don't know what the problem is.
And then, second wrestling, being that champion, talk about maybe some, not only the pressure, but being the face of the promotion. It being a primary championship, what do you feel like that's done for your career?
It's definitely new. I've won up until second wrestling. I've only won women's titles. So having we'll say like an intergender title,
Mhm.
opens up more doors, for me to beat men up just as well as women. But no, it's definitely a new challenge that I'm ready to take on. Mr. Rabbi, maybe some days he's happy I'm champion, maybe some days he's not. Who knows? The great Rambino,
Mhm.
if he hears this. But yeah, so I don't know, it's really cool. It's a great place to work. It's fairly new, like better than I do. Few years. I've worked with them for a little bit before winning the title, and I always think it's really fun. And there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. So I'm excited for what the future holds. And yeah, I don't take that lightly. You having that, and that's like my little baby. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be hard for people to rip that off of me.
And now you have Iniestra. How exciting is this for your career? I mean, what would it mean for you to be the first woman to hold the Metra division title, Chicago style wrestling, where you have a rich history?
Yeah, that would be insane. But again, I feel like firsts are kind of my thing. I noticed I was the first ever CSW Women's Champion. So being the first ever woman to hold that title at CSW, it seems right. Like it seems pretty fitting.
Mhm.
And given Mr. Iniestra over there, likes to stick his nose in other people's business, likes to stick his nose in my business, likes to jump me, acting like I wasn't gonna find him. Maybe don't wear your stupid ass wrestling boots so I don't find you. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a one-on-one situation. It's really easy to jump somebody when you got friends involved, but let's go one-on-one. Let's see. Um, so yeah, I think Friday I'm gonna take that belt, and the CSW, that's gonna be a whole different avenue, like a whole different door to open for intergender
Yes.
wrestling. And it's, again, as you can see the trend here, I'm very open to it. I love storytelling. Um, and if you follow CSW, I'm a little bit more of a good guy there.
Mhm.
So being a good guy, um, title holder of an intergender belt, it's a little different than being a little bit not so as good at second wrestling. So you get the best of both worlds, I think.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like they're like multiverses almost when you look at the different
Exactly.
wrestlers.
And it's me, it's Missa. You never know what personality you're gonna get, so it kind of works out.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see that match up as well. And let's talk about the Revolution Brewing. I mean, the first pro wrestling event they had there is Trouble is Brewing. Sold out. I mean, you cannot get a ticket unless you got lucky somehow. Uh, Big crowd in there at Avondale. And you faced Kylie Rae. I mean, talk about the match. And did you have emotions surrounding it? As you have had some tangles in the past, you've trained together in the past with freelance wrestling. So talk about that.
Yeah. Her and I had one singles prior, and that was when I was evolving slowly evolving into the Missa Kate I am now. That was the very start of it. So I was still figuring out who I was. So it wasn't at, wrestling her wasn't at my standard. I wasn't happy with it. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because she got the win there too. On top of that, I tried, if you go back and watch that match, I tried, ref was down, tried getting her with a chair, and then because somebody that, just had to be sitting on that chair so damn good, I couldn't close the chair. And then she capitalized, kicked me in the face, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so she cheated. Just want to say that. But fast forwarding to Warrior, yes, we have trained together. She is somebody that I've met prior to me having my first match even. So I trained with her before then, and she's the top female in Chicago and probably the Midwest. So being able to wrestle her and learn some stuff and just go out there and just be a couple of Chicago chicks having a great time, beating each other up. Maybe might beat her up a little bit more. Got some cool pictures out of it. Mainly the one of choking her. I like that one. That's my favorite. And I kind of got into her baby's face a little bit. Maybe I hit her in front of her child. Some might frown upon that. I just see it, I enjoy it. But yeah, it was a great experience. And then Warrior, being at that brewery was amazing. I got a couple cases. I'm not a big drinker, but I got a couple cases. And they have non-alcoholic as well, so those that are interested. But yeah, so overall the experience was great. The vibe was great, and if you weren't there, you missed out. I know they sold out quick. Warrior recently posted that they'll be releasing some matches here and there. So I'm very interested to see what everybody's going to say about Kylie and I's match. Overall, I mean, you were there, you could tell everybody. But overall, it was a really fun time.
It is.
I mean, the ending didn't come out. Well, that's not true. The ending in the entirety came out great. Ending in the match, I took a L, but she took a L in the actual end. So overall, I was pretty happy.
Yeah, you can't predict what will happen, because you guys seem to be giving a little sportsmanship and camaraderie, and all of a sudden you just hit her with that Chick-fil-A and
Yep, exactly.
And I guess at this point you would say that maybe Sky and Queen Aminah are not off the hook. Yeah, you'd like to face them, right? You'd like to have that match again.
Oh yeah, no, I was looking forward to that too. I've never wrestled Aminah ever. Sky and I have wrestled multiple times, whether it's been singles or tag matches or multi-man matches. Again, there's been some time in between the last time I wrestled her or was involved in some kind of match together with her. And the most recent date was the CSW tag match. But other than that, haven't really wrestled her in a long time. So that mixed with knowing her relationship with Aminah, I think that would have been a really fun one for the crowd to see how that would have went, how the storytelling would have went, who would have been beating up who would have won, who would have lost, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I think there was a lot of good buzz about that match. So maybe somebody in the future will book it. But yeah, like I said, like not a shot at Sky, but I've wrestled Sky multiple times. So Queen Aminah is somebody that I've yet to wrestle in a single, so that's another one in the future. But yeah, I think overall, even though they couldn't make it, other priorities, totally fine. Kylie and I, Kylie stepped up and we kind of tore the house down a little bit. So
oh yeah, for sure. And talk about, how do you measure success of pro wrestling matches? Is your mind in your mind, is the bigger crowds and the reactions and receptions you received after, is that how you measure your success?
Very good questions. You're hitting me with stuff I wasn't ready for. I like it. I'm always going to be my biggest critic. As great as I am, I'm always going to be my biggest critic. And I base my success on multiple things. I base my success on my growth as a wrestler. I base my growth. I'm sorry, I base my success exactly how you said, like the response from the crowd and the fans. So yeah, there's multiple things that I pull from. And then of course, I appreciate the success of always kicking somebody in the face. So it really works anyway. But yeah, no, it's a great question. I'm kind again, like I said, I'm kind of all over the place. There, shocker. But yeah, overall, it's just wrestling as a whole is such a unique atmosphere. It's such a unique sport, form of entertainment, whatever you want to call it, however you want to phrase it. It's one of a kind. So the way that I view success is, did I do my job? Did I have fun? Did I enjoy myself? Did that person that's never been to wrestling before enjoy themselves? Did that person that's come to every show in the past, in the 25-mile radius for the past like 6 years, did they enjoy themselves? So yeah, overall, it's just, there's so many different avenues. Yeah, I guess. I keep going on and on, but we'll cut it there.
And I think your run in NWA has been pretty impressive. I mean, you had the chance to win those tag team titles with Mary Rakowski. Talk about the direction you feel you're going to be heading there soon.
With NWA?
Yes.
Yeah, Maddie and I, obviously we lost and she went on to NXT, so congratulations. Now run Sinclair. I do miss my little buddy. But yeah, moving forward, I think it's time Missa has like a little bit of a singles title, and I think I'm in that route to do so. And if not, that's okay. I'm gonna have fun regardless, whether I have gold or whether or not. So moving forward with NWA, I think I'm going to add something to the product that people might not be expecting. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave it there. So just keep pushing. If you want to see it, just keep pushing for me.
And what about talk about connecting with fans from not just other states, but maybe other countries when you have the chance to do that at WrestleMania weekend? How special that be for you?
That's gonna be insane. I actually didn't even think about that. I forgot that there are people, and because again, social media, you're so in your little box here, right? So you forget, oh, this person from Germany or this person from the UK or Australia knows me and follow, stuff like that. So that's really cool to me that I might get the opportunity to actually run into them in Philadelphia. There's multiple opportunities too. I'll be at WrestleCon. I will also be at the block party at 2300 Arena on Friday. So, and then if you can't be there physically in person, Thursday night, I will be on Captain's Corner. So we can talk virtually as well. So I'm making sure that you can get to Missa Mania no matter where you're at. But overall, it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. And again, that's something that wrestling is really cool at doing. And I think people neglect a lot, which is it brings a lot of different walks of life together. Most of the time positive. Sometimes it could be weird and creepy, but most of the time pretty positive. And being able to meet different people, like how you said, from different countries, even different companies, people that you've only ever seen online. Now you're able to meet them in person, like other coworkers, peers, stuff like that. So Philly's going to be a really fun time. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's exciting for you. And for women's pro wrestling, never been hotter. I mean, talk about being a contributor and why you think the industry has changed for the better at this point.
What was the last part of that?
Oh, why do you think the industry has changed for the better at this point because of the women involved?
Yeah, I think people, went through the diva era. And they saw that those group of women that had so much talent in them weren't given opportunities. They were still given the times and expectations of the attitude era women, which again had its own respectful, rightful place, but people were ready to be like, all right, cool, seeing that. Now we got to move on. We got to move forward. And these women are athletes. These women are entertainers. They want to, they could do what the guys do, and they could tell stories. Again, one of my favorite storylines of all time, Trish Stratus and Mickie James. That was a very long storyline, and that is probably the longest WWE, again, I could be mistaken, but as far as I know, for just a women's storyline where actually a guy was a piece of arm candy. I don't know how to correctly say it, I can't think, but like arm candy at some point during that time. But other than that, yeah, it was just predominantly women. So I think people got so sick and tired of not getting what they wanted, so they started speaking up. And that's what fast forward us today. And again, we have to pay tribute to the women that did constantly try to knock down doors and break those glass ceilings and everything else you want to say. Go back to, I'll even say Molly Holly. Molly Holly straight up put her hair on the line because there wasn't going to be a women's match at WrestleMania. That's how far she was willing to go. That's how much she cared about the women's division. And cared about what she was doing, what they were doing. That she was like, I will shave my head to make sure there's a match on here. So just to, if people don't know that, that's how much these women were pushing to get these spots, to get women's wrestling advertised on a show or just to get a match. And I can't even imagine what was going on behind closed doors other than that. But it's, yeah, I'm very grateful because now of those women, and then you fast forward to like the Charlottes and the Sashas and Bailey's and Becky's and stuff like that, to where they even like that door was open for them and they just ran right through it to now where we are, where it's spilled over to the indies. And now we'll say an example. I will say people have different feelings on Total Divas, but Total Divas is a show that brought in non-wrestling fans. One of my best friends that I've grown up with since I was a child only knew wrestling because of me until she started watching Total Divas. And then we were able to talk about things more, and she understood things more, and she's like, oh, now I want to watch wrestling. So yeah, I think there's a lot of different avenues for women in the industry, and just being able to show, just like men could be versatile, so can women. We are not all blonde bombshells. We are not all just the rugged, tough, beat everybody up kind of chick. No, just like there's different men, there's different women in the world, and now that's being displayed. AJ Lee, another good example. She was just like your, like a little gamer chick, tomboy, kind of like Lita. Lita was that tomboy chick. So, and then Trish Stratus was the bombshell, but at the same time, where Trish Stratus wasn't just that mold, how she did that, she made sure to let you know that when she stepped in that ring, like it was all business. So yeah, just I guess moving on today. And I know that's a long-winded answer, but you have to give respect to those who paid before. But moving to today, now I'm like being able to have the 2024 that I have been having. I have been to, I would even say, I mean, we're going into the end of last year, but the past 4 to 5 months, this is the most that I've traveled in the past 6 years. I remember the first time I looked at my calendar and realized I am flying out every single weekend, which is great because that's the dream. That's what you want to do. You want to travel. It was just, it kind of hit me for a second. But yeah, again, going back to those women, they're giving me the opportunity that I have now, which is I can go out there and I can be whoever I want. I have that clean slate that they gave me to go and have fun and play. I'm not being forced to fit a mold. And I think because of that, especially myself, how Missa is as outside the box, as colored outside the lines, as messy and enigmatic, and it's just overall just like what's going on. So if it wasn't for that, I could never fit into a mold. It's just not going to be a thing. And I like that. Good. You're never going to figure it out. And I like that because you're not. I'm still trying to figure it out. So
For sure. Well, I feel like that's what you'll be remembered.
I apologize.
Oh, no. I love it. I love it. Sorry for interrupting you. I was just gonna say, I feel like that you think that's probably what you'll be remembered for.
One more time.
Well, was that what you'll be remembered for? Not fitting the mold?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm okay with that because I'm okay with people looking at me and being like, oh yeah, I remember that chick. She was funny. She was a bitch. But at the end of the day, like, you knew no matter when you saw Missa, the only thing you could expect is the unexpected. And I feel like this isn't a knock at anybody. It's just God blessed me with the brain that I have and the person that I am and the experiences that I had, that I am the only one capable of doing so. And I don't say that in a cocky sense whatsoever. It's just something that I've realized over time. It's something that I feel like, trying to figure out how to phrase this so it doesn't sound weird, but I guess over time, you kind of, as you could tell with the red hair and everything, I stepped out of the box. And over time, you're always thinking like, no, this is how people want things. This is how it's supposed to be. You're being told, no, go left, not right. And all that stuff. And you get so caught up in trying to do what you think is correct or doing what other people are saying is correct, instead of realizing like, no, what you're doing is correct. What your thoughts that you're having are only given to you for that reason, because it's only meant for you. I can never be a Trish Stratus. I can't even ever be a Lita. I can never be AJ Lee. I can never be Victoria, Molly Holly. I can never be anybody. I can only be myself. So why try to go out of my way and do different things? Why would try go out of my way, be different people? Like, no, I'm going to be Missa. Missa is everything and nothing all at the same time. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm totally fine being remembered that way.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Missa, being on PWE. And it was wonderful. And if you want to plug anything, go ahead. I know you're running a wrestling school as well, so.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. We just moved locations, so expect a post coming out shortly. There have been people that have been hitting me up, asking about training, asking to join training. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I just want to get stuff situated before returning those messages. So, yes, the school will fully be up and running soon. We're just knocking out some kinks. But yeah, other stuff to plug, Missa Kate 23, because I'm great like Jordan, on Instagram and Twitter. I got a TikTok. I'm pretty freaking hilarious. I'd watch that. Missa Kate also. And then if you're looking for ways to support, Patreon is kind of like my private Instagram. So stuff that I won't post on Instagram, stuff that, I'm a pretty private person. Because my business is my business. So, but I let you get a little bit more of an open look, or, Missa outside of wrestling. And then on top of that, Missamania is coming up, right? So I have just put on the most previous video, and thank you again for being a sponsor. The most previous video, because I've had requests. So just so you guys know, those of you who might not want to be a sponsor, can't, contribute a lot to be a sponsor, don't really even have anything that you're like, I don't know what to do as a sponsor. I just want to help, because I've gotten those messages. I added my Cash App. So Missa Kate 11 is my Cash App. So thank you for those that have asked, that have donated. That is amazing. That you guys are even just supported. But yeah, I think I knocked out everything. Other than that, go to my links in my bio, and you could find where to get some 8x10s, where to get some t-shirts. And Bully Brand is somebody that I work with, an affiliate of mine. If you want some cool basketball jerseys that have the 23 and Missa on the back, I'd go check that out. But I think I covered everything. I have a lot of stuff, and I always forget how much stuff I have until I start rambling. But again, just wanted to add to thank you for having me on. I know it's been a minute since we've been back on. I did a little quick cameo and with Mr. Enzio. But other than that, thank you. This was fun, and I appreciate your questions because they got me thinking. And I'm not used to thinking. I'm not used to people asking so nicely worded questions, and to the extent of me, I don't know, thinking a little bit deeper than just like the superficial level. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. That was the goal, and I appreciate you. You gave wonderful responses.
Thank you.
Really
I
went
appreciate
deep. And yeah, support Mr. Mania. Go check out Missa at a local show near you.